June 2, 2023. This 59.4-kilometer four-lane expressway highway that will connect the Ilocos region, Central Luzon, and Metro Manila. This is expected to stimulate economic activity, alleviate road congestion, provide better and safer road access, and promote the development of new growth centers in nearby regions. The Tplex extension project will be implemented through a public-private partnership or PPP under the Department of Public Works and Highways. The estimated cost of the project is 23.4 billion. Second, the NEDA board has confirmed the Investment Coordination Committee or ICC guidelines for LGU PPP projects, which outlines the guidelines and procedures for processing PPP proposals of local government units or LGUs that require ICC action under the Philippine BOT or Build Operate Transfer Law. The guidelines outline the role of the regional development councils and other local development councils, particularly in ensuring that the LGU projects are in line with national development plans. Recognizing the vital role of LGUs in driving economic growth, the guidelines provide a streamlined process for LGUs to pursue PPP projects that require action by the ICC. This initiative aims to empower LGUs and enable them to effectively engage in PPPs that will promote local development and attract investments. Third, the NEDA board has noted its earlier confirmation ad referendum of the ICC approval of the Department of Agriculture's Philippine Rural Development Project Scale Up or PRDP Scale Up. This PRDP Scale Up, estimated to cost 45.01 billion pesos, aims to build on the successes of the original PRDP or Philippine Rural Development Project. Its goal is to further enhance agricultural productivity, increase income opportunities, and improve the living conditions of rural communities throughout the country. Through this project, the government aims to empower farmers and fisherfolk, strengthen value chains, and promote inclusive and sustainable agricultural growth by institutionalizing new environmental and social safeguard frameworks and protocols. Furthermore, during the meeting, the NEDA board reviewed the first progress report on the infrastructure flagship projects or IFPs under the Marcos administration's Build Better More program. Out of the 194 IFPs, 68 are currently ongoing, 25 have been approved for implementation, 9 are awaiting government approval, and the remaining projects are either in the process of project preparation or pre-project preparation. To recall, these high-impact infrastructure projects are designed to address the nation's infrastructure deficit, thereby driving sustainable economic growth across priority sectors of our economy. In total, the IFPs have an estimated cost of 8.3 trillion pesos. The Marcos administration remains steadfast in its dedication to pursuing projects that are in line with its 8-point socioeconomic agenda and the strategies identified in the Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028. We are committed to implementing initiatives that will promote inclusive growth, induce high-quality job creation, and greatly improve living standards for all Filipinos. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, questions from the press corps? Harley Valbuena.
Hello, good afternoon po, Ms. Daphne, Secretary Balisacan. Sir, doon sa approved project, doon sa Tplex, meron na po kaya tayong timeline kung kailan ma-implement yung project? If ever po mabuo na yung PPP, kailan po kaya yung completion niya, if ever. And then, kung meron na rin po tayong projection, kung ilan po yung jobs na ma-generate nito, if ever po, nag-start na yung project.
Okay, so the next step now after this approval is for the negotiation with the proponent, no? Then we'll go into a Swiss challenge, and then implementation. So the plan is to complete this project within the term of the administration, and that's why in my earlier statement that we are monitoring closely the implementation of these projects so that we don't experience the kind of delays that beset many of our projects in the past. No? So yeah, and as I said, this will substantially improve the economic environment in northern Luzon because that will improve better access to provinces of La Union, Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, and neighboring areas. No? So there will be a lot of opportunities that will be generated, particularly employment opportunities will be generated. Can you imagine you can go to your favorite surfing capital in the north, because this is a highway that, where it is, not where the end of that current highway now, right? It's in Rosario, no? From Rosario, you'll have another 59 kilometers of similar highway, good quality highway, to bring you to San Juan, where is the surfing capital, right? In the north. So the end point there is San Juan, and then in the future. The plan is to bring all that expressway all the way to the Ilocos, further north, to Vigan, to Lawag.
Okay, Raquel Bayan, Radio Pilipinas.
Sir, you mentioned 194 projects po sa ilalim ng Build Better More, and then 68 po yung ongoing, 9 po yung waiting for government approval, or we're expecting po na ma-aprobahan po ito bago yung SONA po ng Pangulo.
Yes. All those 194 projects will have to be either completed or largely completed during the term of this administration. Many of these, or some of these, will spill into the next administration. Just like all these previous other projects, that those projects that I mentioned that will be completed this year and next, those projects were started during the previous administrations. No? So it has to be like that so that we can completely address the infrastructure deficits in the country.
Yung sir, particularly yung 9 projects po waiting for government approval na lang po you mentioned po kanina. Are we expecting po na ma-aprobahan po before yung SONA po ng Pangulo?
Some of this, yes, because we'll have one more NEDA board meeting before the SONA. So we'll see how our different agencies can complete their work, particularly the vetting and assessment of the projects. This for this Tplex extension project was quite fast by our standard, by the country's norm, it's very fast. Similarly with the PRDP, the project that I mentioned, this World Bank funded project, that was quite fast because we monitored closely the execution of the plans. And that's what we promised to the President this afternoon, that we will have a dashboard that we will show where we are at any particular point in time in relation to our baseline. The one that we presented this afternoon is the baseline. And from there, every quarter we'll monitor the progress. And the implementing agencies would have to explain to the President, to us, to the public, to the people, why their projects are delayed, for example.
Okay. Alan Francisco, PTV4.
Hi, Ms. Daphne. Hi, Sec. Magandang hapon.
Good afternoon.
Sir, kung meron man, can you cite some challenges that your department or the government are encountering in finalizing these projects that you just mentioned?
Well, some of these have relate to coordination among agencies, because, for example, the preparation of Tplex, there are many agencies to have to deal with the right of way, securing the right of way, securing the permits, securing and then the submission of the requirements by the implementing agency so that the NEDA board secretariat can complete its work. Sometimes or many times in the past, this submission comes in piecemeal on a piecemeal basis, and so the complete assessment of the project could not be done. And so what we are trying to do now is to have a better coordination among the implementing agencies, and our NEDA secretariat will create a dashboard. You know, in these ages of new technology, we should be able to clearly identify where the bottlenecks are. And you know, if some agency is really not doing its job, then that agency would have to explain, and that's why we want to have that dashboard for each of these specific projects, 194 projects.
Thank you, sir.
Different topics, sir. RCEP, if I may.
Right.
Okay, Ivan Mayrina, GMA 7.
Sir, question on RCEP. I know it's a recent development yung RCEP, pero may nakikita na po ba tayong benefit nito sa economy in general and to the end consumers?
As I mentioned earlier, the RCEP is a major game changer for us because it provides us improved access to the much bigger markets out there for our own produce. No, we have so much potential for processed products, for example, processed agricultural products, but using the Philippines as the only market will not bring you anywhere, will not bring you far. You need to have a much bigger market for these products. And so this RCEP provides that kind of framework. In fact, the negotiation that we had with China and the other member countries, you know, we got a good deal. So that's one. The other one is the signal that we are sending to the world, no? That we are ready for business. Our rules with respect to trade, with respect to customs, with respect to labor, etc., are in conformity with global practices, so that the cost of doing business with the Philippines is not going to be disproportionately higher than what they would bear with our competitors or with the competing countries, no? So by just being a member, the potentials grow, and so even especially for investment, and that's in fact would be the much greater benefits when investments come in, because our investment climate, you know, is now comparable to those more advanced than us.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sir, related point, yung iba hong mga produkto natin, meron tayong glut sa ngayon. For example, yung mga kalabasa po natin sumusobra. Makakatulong ho kaya ang RCEP para hindi tayo magkaroon ng surplus at may export natin ito at hindi nalulugi yung mga magsasaka, nasisira yung mga pananim?
Precisely, yeah. That's because, that said, the local market is just not enough to, you know, market for our produce, no? Especially if we want to raise the prices for this, so that farmers can get more returns for their produce, no? But we need to comply with international standards. No, there's certain standards at the export markets and the markets outside us, in terms of quality, in terms of certain, you know, diseases. There's so much that we have to do. We have to improve our packaging, for example. We have to improve our standards with respect to canning or processing. That is what I believe will be, the source of the bigger benefits. Of course, this will not come overnight. I mean, those benefits do not show up overnight, but we have to start, doing the work now. And I think by becoming a part of the RCEP, that put, a pressure on us to shape up. Otherwise, we lose the competition.
Thank you, Secretary.
Okay. Alan Francisco again, PTV4.
Sir, other topic ko pahabol lang. Just early today, President Marcos led the launching of the EGOPH Super App, and he mentioned that eventually that app would help our economy. So can we get your reaction on that, sir?
Yeah, I think the app will simplify greatly transactions with government. Just even transacting among government agencies, it's already a big challenge, no? But by forcing us to have a common platform, then it will be easier for us to communicate that, among the different agencies. Better, the public will have a better way of experiencing public service, no? So if they can reduce their cost of transacting with government, because you have an efficient app platforms for transacting with the government, you don't have to travel. If you are from Bulacan, you don't have to go to Makati or to Pasig to get, just to transact with an agency. If you don't, things like that. So I think, and that's the world that we are in now. The rest of many countries are moving fast with digitalization, and they have really no choice but to catch up. So if you look at the Global Innovation Index, for example, it's quite a challenge. We are not the worst, but we are not among the best also at the moment, no? But now that we are getting our hands, all these agencies working now together, we should be able to lift up, improve our standing in the global innovation. And that's also another, digitalization is a very important component of that innovation drive.
Okay. Jonel Marie Bohok, UNTV.
Sir, about inflation, are we still on track dun sa forecast natin na babagal ang inflation for this year?
I think we are. Yeah, we will announce that next week. But yeah, I think that casually, as we observe the movements of prices recently, I do believe that we are on the downtrend. We are continuing with the downtrend, but we'll know the number I think on Tuesday next week.
Sir, may figure ba?
merong embargo period.
Stay tuned.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Mervin Vince Lopez.
Sir, other topics din, sir. Sa tingin niyo po ba, sir, is pipirmahan ni Pangulong Marcos yung Maharlika na naipasa nito lang po sa Senado? At ano po kaya yung nakikita ninyong workaround para doon po sa absolute prohibition sa pension funds?
The president certified the passage of the Maharlika, no? So, and I think that that the amendments or the improvement or the final provisions, we can live with those. I mean, they are in general quite good provisions, especially those that improve the governance of Maharlika, the safeguards and so on. Those are very useful, at least from my point of view, and clarifying what cannot be used and what can be used. I think those are a good. I don't see them as those as a kind of a roadblock to achieving the intention or the objective of the Maharlika.
Okay. I think this ends our press briefing. Thank you very much, Secretary Balisacan, for the updates from NEDA board, and have a good weekend, Malacañang Press Corps. Thank you.
Thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you.